Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today, as you can see from the title, we are showing off a little bit of an older unit, as I referred to him in the title, unless I decided to change it last minute. He is the forgotten Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, so he's pretty decent, definitely on paper when you look at his stats, he looks like he would be a good unit, like in terms of what he does, at least for the time he was released. This Awakening actually went live on Global in June of 2017, so he is over 2 years old, even his TUR version. But the biggest problem with this unit, and the reason that you probably haven't seen any videos on him in the last like year or so at least, is the fact that he shares the same name with the Int LR Gohan, because he is of course Super Saiyan 2 Gohan brackets youth. So unfortunately, if you pulled the LR Gohan, you are absolutely never going to run this unit, and obviously until recently, with getting the Goku's family, getting the youth category, getting full power, he was only on Hybrid Saiyans, and LR Gohan for a long time was one of the best units on Hybrid Saiyans. So anyway, I'll bring up the overlay here. He wasn't on the first rotation, but we do have his link partner, so let's get this gone through very quickly. So he is Striking in Harmony Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Youth. His leader skill, all types HP and attack 30%. Obviously hilariously outdated, very bad. His super attack is the Father-Son Kamehameha. It causes immense damage to the enemy. So this is when his Awakening first came out. This was something that made his card very interesting, the fact that he did immense damage rather than just supreme. So his passive skill is powers combined, ki +3 and attack 70% at the start of the turn. So he's self-sufficient in terms of ki, and 70% wasn't a terrible boost back in the day. Obviously it's not the best now. His links are fairly versatile actually. He has Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Soul vs Soul, which is the weird Cell Saga link that you could use in the OG Cell Dokkan event. But it is also a one key link. Only some of the main characters from the Cell Saga have this, so it's not very common anymore. And then, like I said, he is on Hybrid Saiyans, Full Power, Goku Family, and Youth. So he might stand out as seeming like he would be very good on paper, especially because he does immense damage. But his 12 key multiplier is only 130%. And so when comparing him to other units at the time, his lower key multiplier and the fact that his passive was only 70% as opposed to like 100 or something higher, it kind of balanced out the fact that he did immense damage. If he had at least like 100% on his passive and then a slightly higher 12 key multiplier, the fact that he does immense damage would in fact make him a very good general SSR pool card. So we're going to jump over to the gameplay here. I've put him in the first slot because I want to see him tank. We've got Bulla on the rotation for the 40% support, so that is very good. And on this Goku family team, we're obviously running the hybrid the way you guys will know if you're not new to the channel. I do not have my own LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so I am running the Go Bros. Fortunately, they have the same leader skill in terms of the attack percentage, so in terms of his damage output, we are going to still see a very similar, well, and exactly the same output as if I had a Super Saiyan 4 Goku leader. So I'm going to avoid the 18 key super with Goku, but I will give Bulla all of these. We're taking on the Transforming Vegeta event just because it is physical all the way through, so of course we're going to start off by getting super attacked. 37's not bad though, so super, okay, so 1.2, so we're able to get over 1 million attack stat with a support unit on the rotation. I mean, that is kind of the minimum that we would expect, and obviously as an older unit, his super attack animation, not the most fancy. It is a very basic Father-Son Kamehameha, but I mean, it's not the worst. It's not LR Gohan levels of outdated, because I mean, whilst the starting parts to LR Gohan's 18 key super are pretty cool, especially back considering when he came out. The bit at the end where it's just the still image, like vibrating its way towards the screen, is so like hilariously bad nowadays in comparison to what we have. So he's probably the #1 card I see people talk about wanting to be reworked in terms of like getting a new super attack animation. Probably not going to see that. Obviously today we had the leaks about a transforming Piccolo and the new Prime Battle LR being a first form Cell. So it looks like we are gearing up towards a bunch of Cell Saga related stuff. So if anything, I think it's more likely that we'll see a new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan before we would see any sort of rework to the LR. I mean, he's like the OG summonable LR, so I guess it's kind of fair that he's a little bit outdated now. But this card, I've always really liked the art. Even before he awakens, like, his art was pretty good. I don't actually know. You can't. Can you access the growth menu in-game? Yeah, you can. Awesome. So this is the SSR that you pull. Even then, pretty cool. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this art. I think it's very nice. Funnily enough, he is a unit that I rainbowed by, obviously, I opened all of his paths, got him to SA10, all from copies of him that I actually pulled. I did not use any Kais or anything like that. I literally just pulled, was it 15 copies of him in order to get him to all paths unlocked SA10. So 1.2 again with the attack stat. We've got the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He gives slightly less support than Bulla, but only by about 5%, I believe. So still hitting that 1.2 attack stat. Definitely not bad. He's definitely a decent fit on any of those teams that he can go on if you don't have LR Gohan, because obviously there are very few other Super Saiyan 2 Youth Gohans. There is the Tech one from the World Tournament banner, who is actually a very good support unit. I think he's one of the only support units on full power that can cover quite the wide range of units that you can run on that team. So I feel like he's definitely a decent option on some of the teams that he can fit on. But of course, like we said, the elephant in the room, as it were, is the fact that LR Gohan exists. So if you have LR Gohan, unless you are going up against like an incredibly difficult event that is mainly physical enemies, there's no reason why you wouldn't just bring LR Gohan instead of this guy. Because I mean, we can see here, getting to just breaking a million attack stat with a support unit on rotation, like LR Gohan easily does that all on his own with no support. So whilst I do think he's not the worst unit in the world by far, I definitely feel like he is one of those underrated units that doesn't really have a place. So I think he's definitely one of those units that could be a top candidate for an easy A. Because like I said, LR Gohan, as good as he is, kind of outdated now. If we got a new Gohan, people have been talking about it for the longest time on Twitter, on Facebook groups, even in the Discord, I'm sure it's come up. The idea of having a Super Saiyan 1 Gohan who transforms into Super Saiyan 2 as like a new leader, either for Hybrid Saiyans. I think Hybrid Saiyans and the inevitable Cell Saga category could be his leader skill, which would be very cool. This unit, if he got an easy A, maybe they could put him up to the sort of level where you would consider running him over LR Gohan. I mean, probably not, because if they bring out a new category that LR Gohan fits on, I'm sure he would very quickly become one of the best units on that team. But either way, I still think this unit is pretty cool. I essentially rainbowed him just for the purposes of doing this video, but I feel like he's a nice little rainbow unit to have in my collection. Maybe I'll throw him into my like Super STR team for Battlefield. Although I guess thinking about it, that is primarily a Vegeta family team now that we have the Super Saiyan 4s, so probably not. But anyway, grown up Gohan and Goten will clearly finish it here, yet with the double Kamehameha. So that is going to wrap up the event and will be the end of the video. So overall, pretty decent. Let me know down below how many copies of him you've pulled. Like I said, I maxed him out without any Kais or anything, so he is a unit that has been popping up for me for the longest time. And also let me know if you think there are any other gems hidden away, older units that now, thanks to the Vegeta and Goku family categories, could get a little bit of shine. And I will, if I have them, try and put out a showcase for them. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow my Twitch channel or join my Discord. The links are in the description down below. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.